I had a training officer many years ago who told me everybody thinks that they are the star of their own movie.
Where are you going? Get out of the way!
Now, the problem that I have with people thinking that they're the star of their own movie is that many people think it's an action movie and that they're going to become a police officer and they're going to do things that they see in action movies or they see on the internet people doing or people teaching other people how to do. Searching buildings alone, car chases, wrestling people for knives, defusing bombs. In real life, these things will get you killed. They will get you killed something fierce. I know there's a lot of people that watch this channel who aspire to be law enforcement, who watch action movies, who watch police movies, and they think that this type of stuff is real in real life. That you're going to search a building alone. You go on YouTube all over the place, and there's guys teaching you how to search your house for the bump in the night, and that you could search that building alone. They think they're going to do that when they're in police work. You go searching a building alone, you're going to get ambushed, and you're going to get killed. Maybe not the first time you do it or the second time you do it, but if some burglar finds you in a house alone and realizes that you're alone, and they realize you're mano a mano and they can get the leg up on you, dude, you're going to take a hurting. Car chases. I have been in an awful lot of car chases, and the more car chases I'm in, the less I like them. Do you know how long it takes a Crown Victoria to stop from 120 miles an hour? I'm going to tell you something. If you think you know and you haven't tried doing it, you have no idea how long it takes for a Crown Victoria to stop at 120 miles an hour. Or any other type of police car. I don't know when people are going to watch this video, but any type of car, there is a limit of how fast a car can stop. All cars are four-wheel stop. So it's like four-wheel drive, but four-wheel stop. All of them stop, and there's a limit to how much friction you can get between the rubber on your tires and the road. And stopping is our problem in car chases. And not so much the stopping part, it's the real sudden stop at the end when you hit something. Car chases can and will get you hurt or killed. So we need to think when we're getting involved in car chases. If you're getting into police work today, if you're in high school today, and you're thinking you're going to get involved in a lot of car chases where you're going, then you're going to an extraordinarily bad area that you probably don't really want to work in, and you have no idea what you're getting yourself involved in. When I started, we used to chase people for simple traffic, and we chase them to the ends of the world for simple traffic, and we don't do that anymore. And there's a reason we don't do it anymore, because car chases are extraordinarily dangerous. And the stuff you see on TV where they just slam into the car, and then they slam into each other, and they're slamming into buildings, and running other cars off the road during the chase, are you kidding me? No. No, there better be a nuclear weapon involved in this car chase scenario for me to start just slamming other people off the road to get them out of my way so I can chase the guy. I mean, you're talking about international terrorism, terrorists with a dirty bomb before that type of stuff happens in real life. It doesn't, especially for movies about they're chasing armed robbers and they're running other people off the road in order to catch these armed robbers. That's insane. Wrestling people for a knife. This has got to be my biggest pet peeve in movies, especially when there's like, a judo master guy and he's wrestling the guy for the knife. You got to be out of your mind. You wrestle someone for a knife, you're getting cut. And the guy that brings a knife to a fight is probably better with knives than you are. Very few people actually have training on how to use knives. You don't want to be wrestling some guy for a knife. You're going to get cut. Really likely you're going to get cut badly. When you take away your best advantage, which is distance, when you're dealing with someone with a knife, and you get in close with somebody and wrestle with them, I mean, there's times when you have to wrestle someone with a knife, they get a drop on you, and you don't have a choice but to wrestle them with the knife because they're right on top of you by the time you see it. But given the option, you don't want to wrestle people for a knife. That's not cool in real life. In real life, wrestling people with a knife really, really sucks. Finally, defusing bombs. Do you know what Bomb Squad normally does when they get an actual bomb? Do you think they defuse it? No. They pick that sucker up and they bring it somewhere else and they blow it up somewhere else. Or they blow it up in place. They don't defuse the bomb like you see in the movie, the guy in the big green suit walking up and defusing the bomb. That is their last, final resort when they've got no other option. But let alone, you're going to go to be in a police department and you're going to find this bomb and, there's 2 minutes on the clock and we got to get out of the building. Once, there's almost never 2 minutes on the clock that you can see. The guy that makes the bomb is not going to put a little counter to tell you how long you have. And two, if they did, you got 2 minutes and you know a bomb's going off, you're going to be getting the hell away from that bomb because there's no way you're going to defuse it. There are so many tricky things about defusing bombs and people putting trips on them. So you pull the blasting cap out of the explosive in order to try to keep the bomb from going off, and they'll put a little trip in there so when you pull the blasting cap off, the thing goes off anyway. You don't defuse bombs. That's insane. So keep this stuff in mind when you're out working on the street or when you're thinking about getting a job in law enforcement. If you think it's going to be like action movies, I'm sad to tell you, it's just not going to be like the action movies you see. The stuff that you might have to do, you're not going to like it. It's going to be terrifying when you're actually doing it, especially if you know the consequences of what you're doing. And some of this stuff is just foolhardy, and some of it is just insane. I could never imagine someone actually doing it, especially as a patrolman. I mean, unless you're a really, really skilled person in bomb squad, you're never going to defuse a bomb. That's never even going to come up. And if it does come up, you're probably better off running the other direction with the time that you have left. It does not turn out like movies. And the one thing they don't show you in movies is when the guy searches the building alone, him getting killed, and what happens with his family. When there's a car chase, and that person that gets run off the road during the car chase in the minivan flips over and the kid's dead in the back seat. Nobody shows you the cops wrestling the guy for the knife, and both of them getting sliced up and going out on permanent disability and laying on their couch and getting fat for the rest of their life. And nobody ever shows you the cops defusing the bomb at the end of the movie and the bomb blowing up and vaporizing them, and then the side effects for their families later on down the road. They lose their father or their mother or their husband or their wife or whatever because they get vaporized trying to defuse a bomb. Movies are awesome, and I like watching action movies too, but they don't ever show you the side effects to what happens when we make poor decisions in police work. And I don't want anybody to go into this job thinking that it's all gunfights and building searches and car chases and you can wrestle guys with knives and defusing bombs and it's all Lethal Weapon episode. It's not. That's not what it's really like. And if that's why you're getting into the job, you should probably think about finding another profession. So think about that when you're out on the street if you're new or if you're thinking about getting into the industry. And until next week, guys, be safe. Take care of each other. I'd like to thank all the Patreon supporters and especially the shift supervisor level Patreon supporters that we have listed here. Your contributions are what allows free field training to continue on and become better. Thank you.